Just sure I haven't. Yep. Welcome to Bearded Mafia Pods. We're your hosts. I'm Rob, aka Bearded Aussie Gamer.
And I'm Matt, aka The People's Beard.
Today is episode 3, and we'll be discussing mental health. Before we go any further, we'd also like to warn people that if you don't like this sort of subject and it's a bit touchy, maybe this is the kind of episode you might want to give a miss, give a bit of a skip. I'd also like to mention that if you're in a bad headspace at the moment, or you've been in for quite a while, if you have no one to talk to, or you don't feel comfortable speaking to friends and family, please reach out to Beyond Blue. They do an amazing job, and they are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 1300 22 4636.
And we also have, just up here in the top left corner of my screen, we've got a therapy route, which have help finding more permanent help for people out there on a personal level. Finding a therapist that worked with me was life-changing, and it can make such a massive difference. So absolutely reach out and give them check them out just to see if it's a good fit for yourselves.
And it's also good for international viewers. If we have any international viewers, it's good to go there, and
they are worldwide.
You will find your closest helpline.
That is correct.
That's correct. Now I am just trying to find your name. There you are. The People's Beard. There we go. Alright, so
that's me.
What have you been up to this week, Matt?
Well, I got got my gym and all sorted at home here, so
yeah,
that's it's been really good. We'll finish off today, so I've had gave it a whirl this afternoon. So
did you get any help putting it together this time?
No, I didn't.
No, you did it all yourself again?
I did, yeah, and it was I've done it now like 4 times, so I'm actually an expert.
Oh wow.
Yeah, anyone's got gyms out there that need help, I mean, I'm your man. I've done this.
It took you a while the first time. First time around.
The very first time took me an entire weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it came in tiny little pieces, about 1,700 of them, so...
Oh, yes, I remember that now. I remember you were saying how many pieces come in, and it was heavy, and...
It came in a crate on 2 pallets. A fucking wooden crate that was like a metre deep.
Wow. It's like they're delivering pavers.
Nuts.
Far out.
I didn't see anything like it. When it got delivered, I was like, oh, wow, okay.
So what have you been doing on the weekend?
Well, I didn't watch any footy.
Same.
Yep. That can go directly to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't much had the kids this weekend, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just fun around.
Yeah, haven't done really much this week. All these weeks sort of roll into one, being a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
It's like the same circus every day. Everyone's finally fit and healthy in the house. I know that's a good thing.
Idiot.
The wife's got the day off tomorrow, so looking forward to that. We're going to get stuck into a few things around the house.
Yep.
Like yourself, didn't watch any footy on the weekend. I was going to watch the footy today, and luckily the kids kind of got in the way and annoyed me, and I'm like, alright, let's just go out the back. But I would like to say we're really going to miss the legend himself, Josh Kennedy. Very much love how he went out in style. Would have been nice to get a win, but 8 goals from him by himself pretty much saved us from embarrassment. But he's a legend.
Superstar of the game for a long, long time.
Bloody oath.
One of the only forwards that actually kicked bags.
Well, he kicked 10 goals over 20 times.
Wow.
I think the next one after him is Cameron, and then it's Buddy.
Yeah.
But we all know Buddy's kicked more goals in the end.
Yeah, he averages over 3.
It's always going to, yeah. And he played a lot more games. But I'll never take anything away from Buddy because he had that era footy and all that sort of stuff. And the guy's he's a true champion.
He's a jet.
Absolute gun. Absolute gun of the game.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
that's off of footy.
Oh, outside of footy is yeah. that's another subject. Most footballers are like that though.
Yeah.
Not stereotyping, but I've seen a few.
Mm.
So yes, today's subject is mental health. It's in the description, like we said. If you're not comfortable with this kind of conversation, this is probably an episode you might want to give a miss, or maybe come back in about an hour.
Go away, girls, now.
That did not mute.
Oh, no. You're supposed to. I can see the shadow under my door.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, so we will dive into that now. I guess we'll start off with our own experiences. Like, we're not going to tell people how to deal with their lives or how their mental health is and stuff like that. This is just mainly about our living with mental health on a daily basis. And Matt's got a separate life to what I've got. We both live different lives, so it's probably a good thing that you can get different perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone has their own issues that pop up day to day and affected by a million different things.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'll kick it off. I'll kick it off being the host. I've been dealing with mental health now for about... I was actually trying to work this out, and it's kind of been that long, I can't remember the exact date, the exact how long, but it has been easily 15 years I've been dealing with mental health. I kind of had a average upbringing. Dealt with a lot of things my own way growing up as a teenager. Got into a lot of trouble. Did some stupid stuff. Never thought anything of it. Met my ex-wife when I was 16. Kind of made me go in a different direction. But the demons in my head still never went away, and eventually caught up with me when I was in my mid-20s, I reckon. And I got to a point where I thought I really need to reach out and talk to someone, or I need to get help. So I went and saw my GP and explained to him what I was thinking and how I was feeling. He did the usual, just put me on antidepressants, and kind of told me, he did tell me, like, he said, tell people that are close to you about what you're going through and stuff like that. So tell them that you're going through depression and all this sort of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I will. Anyway, I come home and told my ex-wife, and then I told my mum, and it's funny, my dad, he's always been, like, he's never been someone that I've never been able to say anything to, but I was nervous to talk to him about it. Because just the way where he come from and all that sort of stuff, like, guys never really spoke about not feeling good in the head and being depressed and all that sort of stuff.
That generation,
yeah. Anyway, I remember sitting in the room with my dad, and I was like starting off with, we're talking about footy like we always do. And then I could feel like coming up, and I said to him, I said, I've got to tell you something, Dad. And he looked at me like worried because it was the way I said it. And then I just said, I've been doing too well, and I've been diagnosed with depression, and I got to get all this. I got to take all these antidepressants and all this sort of stuff. And I was kind of expecting the whole, you'll be right, mate. You'll be right. But Dad, he put his arm around me, and he's like, no, we all fight it. We all have our own demons, mate. Nothing to be ashamed of. To have something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Have something not right in your head, and I don't know. It was that moment where I just thought, if my dad can understand what I'm going through, I kind of felt like I was going to be okay.
Yep.
So I started going all right, and I was doing okay, and then I was in a car accident and stuffed my back up. And at the time, I was working. I was landscaping. I got myself really fit. I was going to get back into playing footy again, and I had the car accident, and I was 29 at the time. No, sorry, was it 30, 29, 30? Maybe I was 30. Maybe I was just turned 30. And had the car accident, hurt my back, and then pretty much I couldn't do anything after that. Ended up having to go on really strong medication. I was on Oxycontin for quite a bit.
Yep.
And that dulled the pain. I had surgery on my back, all that sort of stuff. Pardon me. And nothing was helping. Move on about another year down the track, and it wasn't getting any better. The pain was getting worse, and it was just playing mind games with me. I was going through so many things in my head. Things got really dark. I pushed through that year and it was the year after that. Me and my wife weren't doing too great because my head wasn't there. I couldn't think straight. She wasn't believing that I needed help and all this sort of stuff. And I got to a point where the pain in my back and the way my head was, I started to think that it was probably better off that I wasn't going to be around anymore.
Yeah.
So I was sitting. I won't say exactly what I tried to do, but I basically was going to commit suicide at that time. It's like someone was watching over me at the time because I had a photo of my two girls. No, my two older girls. They were young at the time. I had a photo tucked away because I actually put it away. I didn't, because I knew I didn't want to see it at the time. And as I went to do it, this photo slipped out right in front of me, and it was just them staring at me. And it was at that moment where I realised that I do have something that I really need to be here for, and I needed to concentrate on them. And that was the day I found my happy place, so to speak. And I went out and got a lot of help. And if anyone ever doubts speaking to a psychiatrist or anything like that, honestly, don't doubt it. Once you're there, it's like everything just comes out, and you just can't stop. It's one of the most amazing things you can do if you're in like a really bad headspace and you need to get something off your chest. It's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
So I still have bad days. I've never gone back to wanting to end it again. That day I always think about it. I've got a photo of it, and I've got a photo of this place where it was going to happen. And always, when I start to feel bad, I look back at that photo and I realise that I don't need to do that. I do have people around me that want me here, and I just love the shit out of my kids. My wife is very supportive, which is good. That's what you need. You need people that can understand, that don't judge. People that are just more accepting. And I've got a lot of mates now that if I just write the most basic thing on Facebook or text them the most basic thing, I'll message you back and they'll ask if I'm okay. And there's sort of mates that I want to have around me for the rest of my life.
Makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
It does. But yeah, I've done it for a few years now without any medication because I didn't really like taking it. The medication I was on at the time, I just felt like a fucking zombie. It just brings out emotions that you could be sitting there happy one minute and then you're crying the next for no reason. And I'm a person that really, I hold things down so deep. Like, I won't cry in front of anyone. And it takes a lot for me. And those things, I'll just fucking be like, rah! And I'm like, fucking hell, where'd they come from? But yes, like I said, now my head still gets a bit cloudy, but it's never dark. Still get overwhelmed like a lot. It's one thing I don't think I'll ever get over. I really get overwhelmed really quickly. But like I said, I have good people around me, and I'm not scared to talk to people about things now, where before I would never talk to anyone about anything, especially mental health wise.
Well, they call it the silent killer, mate. Everyone finds it so tough to open up. It's fear of judgment. It is,
because you don't want to hear someone go, "I can't, mate, get over it. It's not that bad."
Yeah.
It's like, hey, are you serious?
Yeah. It's one of the worst things that you can ever say to anyone, because it's like judging a book by reading one page.
Yeah, that's right. So, yes, so that's my experience. Also, I am a stay-at-home dad as well, and it's sometimes it gets a bit hard trying to juggle doing stuff with my kids, and because sometimes a lot of people with depression and mental illness, it really drains you. Like, it drains every amount of energy you have in your body, and it makes you not want to do anything. Like, it makes you want to fucking just sit there and be like, I cannot get up and do anything because I just feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like, my head is like not there. But that's one thing I love about my kids is I'll get up and I'll do it. And we'll go and do stuff together, and I'll just play with them, just get on the ground and just do anything with them.
That's the thing, though. Like, parenting is, in my opinion, the hardest job in the world.
Oh, guaranteed.
And so when people go to work and you got your stresses at work, you come home.
Yep.
Like when you're a stay-at-home parent.
Yeah.
There is none of that.
No.
Like, you're relying so heavy on your partner to take the load off again, and then they've come home from work and it's...
Yeah, that's the one thing that
delicate balance.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't... it gets to me is I crave at the end of the day when Sam gets home from work, and then I feel bad, like, I don't want to just dump the kids on her and like, you just got home from work. Can you please deal with them now?
Yeah.
That's just... But sometimes you just need to. Like, sometimes she'll tell me to go out. Like, she's made me go out sometimes just to get out of the house. She's like, just go to the shop or go down the street and just get 10, 15 minutes to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking gold.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Absolutely. as a society, we seem to have forgotten that parenting is hard work. Like, it's work.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're not sitting at home.
Yeah,
twiddling
that's
your
right.
thumb.
Like
Leisure time.
like I said, like doing this stuff. I get Monday and Tuesday home by myself to be able to catch up on things, and that's like housework. I'm gonna try and catch up on stuff around the house, and then I want to try and do stuff on the computer and all that sort of stuff. But it really does. You don't have enough time in the day when you're a parent, because then you gotta get the kids and then come home, and then you gotta get all that stuff happening with the kids, and you feed them and all that sort of stuff, and they're running around. Like, anyone with little kids know that if you try and sit down on a computer while you've got a little kid, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, 100%.
But yep, that is my story so far, and so far I'm doing all right. I'm not. Well, I feel like I'll never be right, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like I found a way. Like with back pain, I found a way to live with it and deal with it, and I found my little ways of what's the word? I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of now. Just, you know, yeah, I know, right? Just little ways out, kind of, when I'm not feeling good. I'll do something else, or I'll think of something, or I'll try and watch something, or just something just to flick the switch to go, okay, let's dial that down a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's the work. That's the work in a nutshell. There is finding ways through the darker times when the triggers come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Recognizing that the triggers have come, because I think that's half the battle. Is you, like with depression, you don't know you're in it until you're in it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, that's what I mean. I never knew that I had it, and
actually, sometimes you don't even know you're in it until you're out of it, until you're out the other side. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
How did I sink that deep?
I know, and then you read stories about people and that you knew, and they've had the same sort of problem, and they never got that help, and
absolutely, you hear about it all the
they
time.
never spoke to anyone. And I love when I talk to people about it, and they're like, yeah, as if you've got depression, you don't seem like a person that has it. And I'm like, well, I'm not the sort of person that wears it on my face. I don't wear it on my face. Like, what you see is what I want you to see. You don't see what I have inside.
Yep, 100%.
Alright, let's flick it over to Matt.
Pass over the talking stick.
Pass the talking stick.
Pass the doobie over. Alright, now my little bit of a story. So, diagnosed with depression and complex trauma in the last year and a half, 2 years. But struggled with depression for as long as I can remember, even before I even knew that I was. Funny, you look back and realise things were a lot darker than what they were.
Yep.
So, similar to yourself, upbringing could have been a little better.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yes.
Relates to what we do here. Used gaming as an escape quite a lot through my teens, and as you would have seen, even younger than that, you would have seen, because you know, you and I have bonded over gaming for a long, long time.
Yes.
I like going to your house and gaming. They were like the treasured memories as a kid.
I just want to jump in there.
Yeah.
I was actually saying that to Sam the other day. I was saying that when you were younger, it's probably like the happiest I've ever seen you when you come over to my place and we'd just be playing the PlayStation for the whole weekend.
Yeah, it really was. It was like, I don't know, school was a pretty hard slog for me, and even time after school was a pretty hard slog at times. Like, mum wasn't in the best place a lot either, so it made after school difficult a lot as well. So
Yep.
yeah, those times were golden for me because it was, and like when I was home, I'd escape into my room and whack a game on for hours, and you know, people can judge all they want, but that was living a different life. That was the way you cope with it. That was the only way I knew how at that age.
Yep.
So, um, yeah. So depression went into my 20s, and so got a similar line. I would think to a lot of people that are suffering but ignorant to the fact that they're suffering.
Yep.
So you go on and you toe the line. You find a partner and you get married and you have kids, and you realise by the time you get to about 30 that something's not right.
Yep.
Like, there should be more to life than this. I think everyone starts to have an awakening at some point.
Yes.
So they go, well, this can't be everything. Like, this is pretty fucking miserable. And you start to question everything, and led to a lot of self-destruction in the end of relationships, and yeah, just all round really poor behaviour. Nothing nasty or anything, but just the way you treat yourself more than anything.
Yep.
It's, you just live recklessly and you don't really care because you don't value yourself. So, and then obviously relationships break down. That's why I have an ex-wife, not a wife. um, but I mean, suppose I hit. We'll talk about the streaming side of it first. So, you and I started this late last year.
Yeah, we'll be coming up on close to a year now.
Yeah, around about a year.
Yep.
So, hit a pretty low point at the start of this year. Obviously, I'd dipped into a pretty deep depression at the end of last year, and that fucked my relationship, and among other things. And yeah, so I took a big break from streaming and everything. But I think the pressure you put on yourself. I think when we started doing this, we did it for fun.
Yep.
And then I put a lot of pressure on myself. I don't like failure. It's one of my things. So as soon as something doesn't go right, it's like the end of the world. But I internalise all that. I wouldn't ever come out and say, "Fuck, this is killing me a little bit."
Yep.
I had to find the love of everything again.
Yeah.
And yeah, hitting the low point at the start of the year, after obviously my relationship ended, and I wasn't doing so good. All those things come back up again. You know, I was as close to ending everything as I've ever been. Like, I disappeared for hours and hours one day, and that was what I was going to do. I was gone.
Yep.
And like, even thinking about the kids is like, well, you know, think about your kids and blah blah. It's like, I was so deep. I was like, they're better off without me.
Yeah, I think I remember when that actually was happening, because I think I was getting phone calls and messages.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get hold of you, and I didn't hear from you for a day. I think it was. I think it might have been the next day you messaged me back.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not a great time. I mean, a lot of stuff had to change. I ended up, obviously, I've been sober this year, which has been really good. I mean, not that I had a fucking huge, massive problem with drinking or anything, but I think when you struggle with depression, drinking it's not a good thing when you're in that headspace. If you go into
it heightens it.
Space, like it's everything you've subconsciously been bearing under the surface come up.
Yep.
And like, you think later, you go, fuck, where did that come from? Wow.
Yeah. There you go. You think you're going into having a drink all happy, and the next minute it's
Yeah.
a complete shit show.
And I think for people that have issues in their childhood that are unresolved, you end up like, I could feel myself getting thrown back into that same headspace from when I was a 12-year-old.
Yep.
Like, you just revert to the same behaviour. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, not drinking's been a journey, and I've dedicated myself to the whole year to not drink. So it's been an interesting year of hitting my lowest point ever, probably, and then doing it sober.
Yep.
Been quite therapeutic and sort of a journey of self-discovery, I suppose, in a way.
It's probably a good thing that you did go off the piss.
I think so. With the lows that I felt, like, it would have been a dangerous mix, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right there. It's fucking light.
And just to touch on therapy as well, because it's exactly what you said.
Yep.
I found a therapist that specialises in what I want, trauma and blah blah blah, and it's a game changer for anyone that has similar issues. Like, if you find a therapist that understands you and is really, that actually wants you to work for your freedom from your issues, not just a sounding board, but they actually challenge you to make the changes.
Yep.
Massive game changer. Like,
it is.
Yeah, it's changed my life drastically, and the way I view everything.
Yes, they are very helpful.
Extremely. So, but I mean, I'm doing alright now.
I'd like to just add to that with the therapist. I also at the time never realised I was, may as well say a drug addict. I was addicted to prescription drugs, and it was OxyContin at the time, and I didn't even realise. And it wasn't until I was well, it was two reasons I kind of worked out. One was not long before that I had, because I was on like fucking 150 breakfast, lunch and tea, and I had like these like little 10 milligram ones lying around just for top ups if I needed them.
Yep.
And one day I found myself sneaking into the kitchen and sneaking one in, and I'm like, and they're just like, what are you doing, mate? And then the second one was I went to the doctor, and the doctor refused. My doctor wasn't there, and he refused to give me OxyContin. He's like, I won't give you that. He goes, I'll give you Tramadol, but I refuse to give you OxyContin. I'm like, mate, I've been on this for like 2 years now. I need it for my back. And at that point, I thought I needed it for my back. And yeah, he refused to give it to me, and he gave me Tramadol. And after that doctor's appointment, I had a psych appointment, and I went there and I just cut sick, and I had like an out of body experience, because like I was like looking at myself, like thinking to myself how much of a fucking junkie I sounded, like going off that this doctor wouldn't give me my prescription for my OxyContin. And I felt really low at that time. I'm like, oh wow, you actually are a piece of garbage. Yeah, but yes, I think there's times like that when you just need people to talk to, and it's people like that that really bring out a lot of things that you didn't know you had in you.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's if you find somewhere, a safe space where you know you're not going to be judged, that's the key. I think a lot of people don't want to open up to their friends and family, because like a lot of people's friends and family aren't trustworthy.
No, that's right.
Like, there is no way I would open up to half my family. Like, not a fucking no way in hell.
Nope.
Like, you just cold. You know, I'll get over it.
Covering up this fucking red light.
You over it yet? Like,
Yeah, that's right. Have you finished?
oh man, that was really not helpful.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
you learn to wear a mask around certain people.
Yeah,
You
that's
learn
right.
it pretty quick.
Yeah. Yes, you definitely know who you can let your guard down around with
Hmm.
that sort of stuff, and who you just got to put up a wall and just deal with it. Like nothing hurt. Like sometimes I feel bad that I don't stand up for things, and I should say something when I hear people talk about how, like other people that don't know that I've got depression and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
They'll talk about someone else and they'll be like, oh yeah, they just need to harden up. This is all
yeah,
bullshit. This is all bullshit. And I just sit there like, you have no idea.
yeah.
You have no fucking idea.
I've learned that it's really hard to tell people if they're not willing to listen.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
They
you got to
gotta,
be open to accepting other people's perspectives. Otherwise, you will never get it. Like you just never get it.
yeah, that's right.
And it's like you can't talk to people that aren't willing to accept another viewpoint.
No, that's exactly right. It's just like talking to a wall.
Absolutely. And like I know I've been there. I've been that person. I've been the person that's ignorant.
Yes.
So I don't blame anyone for it.
No, that's right.
I
It's sometimes it's the way you brought it up. Like
was going to say
people
80%
be
of
around.
society is brought up that way. So it is what it is.
I've definitely changed the way I think and my look on the world now compared to the way I used to look at it, say, fucking 15 years ago. Easy.
Yep.
Just like, you know yourself, our family,
Mhm.
they are straightforward and
Yeah.
they yeah, call it how it is, and you just, yeah.
I think there's more like our, this is not a personal dig at anyone. Like our family, like everyone's families, are products of how they've been brought up as well. I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
the generational thing,
Hmm.
it's 100% fine.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of families hide behind that being straight out and brutally honest, and there's more hidden than what people think.
Oh, I agree. I
Like
absolutely agree.
I've seen it. You would have seen a different side of your immediate parents than what everyone else seen, and I was the same. Like
Yep.
the way my mum portrayed herself to other people compared to what she was like,
Hmm.
two different people. So
Yep.
it's a mask, but they hide behind the tough, rugged exterior.
Yep. I think that's exactly right.
Mm.
And,
That's what we were like. That's how we were taught to behave. That's how we were taught to be men.
yeah, that's right. And like, it's just, I really hate. I think about some of the things I used to say and do, and I really don't like the way I would say stuff. Like when I think back and think of how I used to talk and all that sort of shit, I just really don't like that person I was. It's like it was very ignorant.
Yeah, 100% same. 100%. If I could go back and hear myself talk in my late teens and early 20s, like, I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah, I'd be like, mate, fucking
So
sit down.
embarrassed. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, you can't go back and judge yourself harshly with today. Like, you can't judge yesterday's you with today's knowledge. It's just,
Yeah, that's right. It's lessons learnt, really.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes you gotta learn the hard way, and sometimes you just gotta learn from your mistakes and what you do and say, and
That's it. I mean, at least you take the lesson on board. Some people don't.
well, some people go through life and they don't change things.
Stay ignorant forever.
I was actually thinking about it today. Yesterday was yesterday was Adam Swan's anniversary,
Mhm.
and he's been dead now for 11 years.
Oh, yeah, how long?
Yeah, and I was just thinking about it, like how our lives kind of went that like separate. We were going on that same road, and he went that way, I went that way, and thankfully for me, I went the right way, kind of, and well, definitely compared to the bullshit he went through.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had similar childhoods, similar growing up, like being brought up, and we were really good mates, and just, yeah, unfortunately he just kept going the way he shouldn't have gone, and getting fucking shot for it, which is bullshit. But
we all have those fork in the road moments when you're brought up that way, and some things go left and some things go right, and
that's right.
In the end, you're thankful that you're here.
Yeah, that's right. I think about it all the time. Like, a few people I know died really young and all that sort of stuff, and I just think to myself, I'm actually lucky at the end of the day. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to leave. Like, I've still got so much more to offer. Got 2 little kids I want to see grow up and see what they do when they get older, and I want their dad to be here for them. It's just there's a guy just up here recently. He's he'd probably be at your age.
Yeah.
He woke up with a bit of heartburn, and it wasn't going away. So he got his wife to drop him off at the hospital, and she dropped him off, and he went in, and she's like, "I'll see you when I finish work." And so she left. He took 2 steps into the hospital and fucking dropped dead from a heart attack. And she went to work not even knowing what had happened. Like,
wow.
Just that sort of stuff like makes you think. I'm actually thankful to be alive. Like, I really are thankful. Like, I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to lose weight and all that sort of shit now, which is good, and I feel good for it so far. Just get to a certain age where you're just like, alright, I want to be here for a while. I don't want to go anymore. I got every reason to want to be here.
I think the whole not wanting to be here thing. There's a line from a rapper that one of my favourite rappers is NF.
Yep.
Because he deals with mental health in such a poetic way, and it rings really true to me.
Yep.
He's got one line in one song that says, "Suicidal thoughts come and go like a guest to me, but I don't want to die, I just want to get relief."
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's such a perfect line. Like, people that commit suicide, I don't think they want to fundamentally die, they just don't want to feel the fucking pain anymore.
Yeah, that's actually really true. Because I always thought about that, like, after everything. And because once I left my wife and all that sort of stuff, my ex-wife, and I actually legit felt numb. I just couldn't feel nothing. I honestly could not feel nothing in my heart. I couldn't feel anything, like, no pain. Like, I legit could not feel nothing. I went and did stuff just to feel pain. Couldn't feel nothing. And the way I was going to go was going to be a way that I never want to go. It's kind of like something I wanted to do. Like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it the way I've never wanted to go. Like, if I want to take this way out, I want it to be something that I want to suffer. I want to feel it. And it puts you in. It really does fuck you up. Like, like some people that never experienced it in their life would shit themselves just to spend a second in someone's head that has got mental illness.
Yeah. I don't know, I think it's more prevalent than people think, and like I said before about being ignorant to it, I think a lot of people still are.
Oh yeah.
They're just so used to waking up every day, putting their mask on, their persona on, blocking everything out, and then just living.
Yep.
That, yeah, it's like everything's a big shield and nothing actually gets in.
Yeah,
But I lived that way for years.
Yep.
And then every now and again I'd have, you think you got behavioural issues because you're a bit angry all the time, whatever. But it's not. You're suppressing everything all the time.
That's exactly right. And you're pushing everything down, and then when it comes out like a fucking tidal wave.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So, what are these stats you were talking about to me earlier?
So, pretty interesting, very damning. So, suicide in Australia, you have 9 people that take their life every day, 7 of which are men. So, you have males' percentage of mental health problems is at around 77 to 80% of all men. Indigenous Australians are twice as likely to take their life.
Yep.
The LGBTIQ plus community reported attempted suicides are 10 times higher than the general population.
Jesus.
So, you reckon there might be a problem with being misunderstood, judged, not being able to fit in?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're ridiculous stats for people that feel like they don't belong.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
Mm.
That's the thing, like, it's one thing I hate that, like, we know, we've growing up with a gay uncle and all that sort of stuff, we see the shit, we've seen the shit, what he had to go through and what he's been through, and he's been gay bashed before and all this sort of stuff. The thing is, like, I know it's not right, and I really don't like the word saying it and stuff, but using gay in a different way, thinking that it's okay is still not right. Like saying, "Oh, this is gay," not meaning it's gay because it's homosexual. I mean it's gay because it's just you don't like it. But then at the end of the day, you're really just saying, like, you really are saying it's gay, and it's the word that comes with it. It's still not the right word to be using. Yeah,
and I'm guilty of it. Like I do it. It's still in my vernacular, and it's been one of those things that's been hard to get rid of.
Yeah, it's not something easy. You can just like we said, like, we're no angels. We've done some shit, said shit, and all that sort of stuff growing up, and you get to a certain. I know it's no excuse that it's life lessons and all that sort of stuff, but got to think about the era in what our parents have grown up compared to what our kids now will get to be taught, and all that sort of stuff is they're going to be taught respect other people, don't treat people like shit, be kind to people, give everyone a go. Where it's kind of like when we were young, just get thrown in to the deep end, like, alright, go and fend for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when I was young, it's kind of a double-edged sword because it's made me a stronger person now, but when I was younger, I was getting bullied in primary school, and I was only little, and these kids were like year 7 or something, and I was probably year 5 or something like that. And I went home one night because I got beat up, and my uncles were there and my grandfather, and I walked in and I went straight to my room, and my grandfather's like, "Oi, come here." I'm like, walked out, and he's like, "What's the matter with you?" I said, I got beat up at school. keep getting picked on and all that. So next thing I'm out the back and they're all teaching me how to fight, and my uncle said, you gotta, if you wanna survive out there, you gotta pretty much learn how to fight. Otherwise, you're just gonna get beat up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what you do is just, when you go to school, take out the biggest kid there that's picking on you, and the rest of them will fuck off. So I went to school, knocked the biggest kid straight out, and the rest of them did go. And it kind of, instead of being like avoiding it and telling someone and all that sort of stuff, it kind of, it worked, and it made me a more stronger person. Kind of that moment, I probably wouldn't tell my kid to do that.
Yeah.
But that moment kind of galvanised me as a, what's that word? I'm fucking getting stuck for words tonight. It gave me confidence. That's what it gave me. I never went to school, even in high school. I always walked around with confidence. Like, even people would start on me, I'd be like, just keep walking. Or if I interacted with them, it'd never show an ounce of like I'm nervous or I'm scared. It'd just be like I'm standing right here in your face and all that sort of stuff. But on the other side of it, it kind of turned me in a bit of a dick as well.
Yeah.
Because then I got out when I left school and started getting in gangs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think that sort of thing's a slippery slope. Like, I feel like the way we were brought up, and a lot of people in our generations before, everything was always like, it was a very defensive way of being brought up.
Yep.
It was like, get them before they get you, or stand your ground but never give anything, and never show weakness. Compassion wasn't even a thing.
Yep.
Like, you couldn't have compassion for another person. Like, Aubrey has been bullied.
Yep.
In our last school and everything, and like, you don't want to. The delicate balance. You don't want it to be a walkover, but you want her to also understand that the way people treat you is a greater reflection of themselves than it is of you. Ever.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, people treat you how they feel. It's just human nature. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, 99% of bullies get bullied either
at home
by someone else or at home.
Mm-hmm.
And they go and treat you the way their dad treats them.
Exactly right.
So, like, having that compassion, you don't have to be this person's friend, but just, know that they have the knowledge that they're probably suffering anyway.
Yeah, that's
go down the right avenues, go and tell someone. You hope these days that schools are onto it. That's why we pulled her out of our last school, because they were dicks.
Yeah.
Because they just had no idea.
Yeah, there's nothing worse. I remember Chloe, she got bullied at school. Like, she got punched in the face by this kid, this boy, and she come to the car, and her friends were like, she just got punched in the face by this boy, and I got out the car, I was ropeable. I'm like, where is he? And then we're walking back into the school, and I went upstairs to the teacher, and I'm like, what? Because Chloe said the name, and I said, where's this kid? And she's like, I don't know, he's gone. I'm like, well, he just punched my daughter in the face. And she's like, oh no, okay, I'll get straight onto it. Anyway, so next day Chloe comes home and she's crying. I'm like, what's the matter? She's like, oh, the teacher made me feel like it was my fault. And I'm like, wow, are you fucking serious? And like, instantly I just thought of like my mum, when the shit she went through when I was younger, being an abused woman by a complete cockhead, and she'd blame herself for getting beat up, and I was like, no fucking way. You are not, it's not your fucking fault.
Yeah.
So I went straight down there, and I'm like, you don't say that to my daughter.
Yep.
So this kid punched her in the face. He for one, he shouldn't be hitting a girl. Two, he shouldn't be punching anyone in the face.
Yeah.
And they were only young. They were like fucking just starting high. Like, they were just in high school. But yeah, definitely, you got to educate your kids straight away.
Absolutely. I was thinking the other day, like, you know, when you have kids, as a man, you know, I wanted a boy more than anything. Like, I'm not too proud to admit that when Aubrey was born, sweet. It's like, yeah, there's my baby girl, sweet.
Mhm.
Then Marley, we got found out that she was going to be a girl. I was actually disappointed. Like, I was real. The doctor was like, we've seen the scans, and he for some reason went over and over like, oh look, this is a girl. You can see all the bits here. It's a girl. It's a girl. It's a girl. I'm like,
all right, mate. Back
mashing
up.
the scan in my face, and I was like, I'm going to knock this dude out. Like, you need to back off.
Yeah.
Thinking about it now, I'm glad I didn't have a boy. I
Yeah.
was not in the right place to raise a son.
No.
Like,
Oh, I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way. Like, I'm such a better parent around this time when it comes to having
Yeah.
a son than I would have been if Chloe and Emma, one of them, were a boy.
yeah, I
Oh.
would have messed this boy up.
Yeah.
Especially if it was like Aubrey's age,
Mm-hmm.
like near 10. I've only just started to understand the world
Yep.
the last 2 years.
Yep.
Like, I would have messed that boy up with the expectation I would have put on him and everything the way that I used to live my life.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, you've seen the same things. Like, to be a man in our families, to be show no weakness and
Yep.
never back down, and all those extraordinarily toxic things for men. You know, don't show your feelings and all that sort of shit.
That's right. That's probably where I'm lucky with Xavier. Like, he's 4 years old and he's 6 foot tall, so I don't think anyone's ever gonna. I don't think I have to worry about anyone picking on him.
Yeah, you just got to worry about other side.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you also don't want him to be the bully.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like,
Keep him
he's
level.
he's a kid at the moment, and I know that. But he's got one of the best hearts I've ever seen. Like, he's full on and all that sort of shit. But
Beautiful. I mean, kids by nature, I think, are pure innocence, and they will give you the world if they have it.
yeah,
It's our job for them to not lose that.
yeah, that's right. Well, there's this little indigenous boy that goes to kindy with him. He can't talk. Well, I don't know if he can talk, but he doesn't. And yeah, Xavier, like the teacher said to us one day when we went and picked him up, she's like, the little boy's name's Akeem, and she said he started today, and all the kids weren't too sure about hanging out with him and stuff because he doesn't talk. She goes, but Xavier he just went straight up to him and asked him what was his name, and he didn't say anything. And Xavier's like, just come play with me. And Xavier pretty much just took him under his wing, and yeah, now they're like good mates. And I thought that was just so cool.
Oh, they're so beautiful sometimes, kids.
Yeah.
I mean, people, yeah, we all know kids can be really mean and really harsh and straightforward. But I think that always comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
Kids aren't generally like that.
No, that's right. They hear it and they see it, and
Yeah.
when you look at kids playing together, and especially little ones, and you just think, if we all stayed like this, there'd be never any wars, or
100%.
there'd be never any hate in the world.
Oh, absolutely. And hate is learned. It is
Yeah.
absolutely learned, and it comes from fear.
Yeah.
The reason we hate anyone is we're scared of them.
Yep,
On
that's
some
right.
level.
That's exactly right.
It's the same if you trace it back to tribal times. You know, you see a tribe that looks completely different to yours. You're gonna be really standoffish because it's danger.
Yep.
That sort of translates over to where we're at, except the danger is not actually real in our society now.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I have to take a quick loo break.
Yeah, that's alright.
So I'm yeah.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll just keep rambling. Do you ever... Hope you're not going to take a piss in the room. I can't read that at the moment. So yeah, it's unfortunate we didn't get any viewers, but that's okay. This is going to be a our first podcast we're going to put on our YouTube channel, so we're opening up that little venture as well, so that's going to be very interesting. We might try and move our nights to Saturday, we'll see what happens, but we're just, at the moment, Thursday nights are the better nights, because it's more of an unwind sesh. I think eventually if we end up not streaming gaming or anything like that, we probably do this twice a week. But doing it once a week is a bit easier, because then we got more to talk about and interact with you guys a bit more. But I'm really hoping you enjoy what you've heard so far, or if you're going through the same sort of problems and you're feeling like you don't want to talk to anyone, or you don't feel like you can talk to people, just reach out to someone. Like the thing, if you don't feel great, reach out to a mate, because I know your friends would rather hear a phone call or receive a message from you yourself than a phone call and a message saying that you're no longer here. But yeah,
I'm back.
Hey.
Oh, that toilet break has refreshed me for something that I wanted to say too.
Okay.
Just something that I wanted to mention.
Mm-hmm.
As a male in the mental health space, we always hear all the time, and it's a great message. You know, if you're feeling down, blah blah blah, reach out and talk to somebody.
Yep.
Can't stress enough how the onus of that needs to be shifted a little to the other people around you. So as a man,
yep,
with mates, check on your mates, and don't just message and say, is everything going okay? And then they say, yeah, not bad, thanks. And you leave it at that and you go back to talking about footy or talking about whatever. You suspect even a tiny thing, just dig a little deeper. Just dig a little deeper. Ask a few more questions. Ask a few harder hitting questions. You know, as men, we get so stuck on just having the same conversations every day about nothing. Like, I look back at some of the friendships I've had with mates, and I don't know them.
Yep.
Like, I don't know them as people. We have a beer, we talk about all sorts of shit, and none of it means anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're checking on your mate, just dig a little deeper and make sure that they're alright.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because sometimes all it takes is just the right question.
100%. 100%. And like, it's not just the question, it's how the space that you present that person with. So if you approach someone with giving them a safe space, then they're going to talk.
That's right.
So you can't ask a question and then follow it up with harden up, you prick. So
yeah.
It needs to be safety without judgment.
Yeah. It's funny you say that about friends. I was only talking about that the other day. I've got so many friends that I could easily have a beer with.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, like out of that, outside of that world, you don't really know them that well.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got a handful of mates that I could hang out with outside of drinking,
mm-hmm.
and like we get along like house on fire. But some of the others I've never really attempted, because all we've got is going out on the piss.
Yeah.
And then it's like you don't really interact much until you're half pissed, and then you're best mates.
That's right, yeah. And it wouldn't matter what you're talking about then.
Yeah. Next minute, they're best man at their wedding and their kid's godfather. And
yeah, you got no idea about this person's personal life.
That's the thing, though. I'm very easygoing. I can talk to anyone. I'll have a beer with anyone. I'll get along with anyone. I'm definitely one of these people that if you like me, you like me. If you don't like me, That's fine. I'm not going to hold a grudge. I don't care. Like, I really don't care if someone doesn't like me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it to heart. I'm not going to try and change who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, that's on that same note of the way I was galvanised. Like, everything just keeps going past me, just keeps rolling off. You just get to a point where you just don't really take things to heart as much as you would maybe when you were a bit younger. Like, why doesn't this person like me? Like, I want to dig into this, or well, I don't understand why people want to do that. When people say, "Oh, this person doesn't like me," I want to find out why. It's like, do you really care? Like, does it really bother you that much that they don't like you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something in that. There's a maturing there that, you know, you don't have to know because you know who you are.
Yeah, that's right.
I think when you're a bit younger, and like, I know for myself, like, I had no idea what kind of person I was. I knew what kind of person I wanted to be, but had really no idea how to achieve it.
Yep.
And I think that sort of can play into an insecurity. So when people don't like you, you're like, well, why? Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What have I done to you?
What have I done to you, man?
Anything back, I'd be like, man, I wouldn't like 22-year-old me either, to be fair. He was a dick.
Yeah, I'm not fond of... I don't know. I wasn't a complete cockhead when I was in my 20s. Like, sometimes I was.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
But I always liked... Like, you know yourself, I always liked to be a homebody. I can play me games, and... But when I'd go out, Like...
Yeah.
Sometimes I could turn into a dick. But that's another thing, like, you could always, sometimes you could tell, like, sometimes, you know, you like, when you're going out on the piss, it just takes one little thing, just before you go, or before you start drinking, it just takes that smallest little thing to just be like, that's going to play on my mind all fucking night, and then you're like, you know you shouldn't do it, you know you shouldn't drink, and next morning you get up and you've gone off the rails, like your able table, and gone off
shattered
over fucking
like my able table.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's a mental health thing or a Bennett thing.
Little column A and little column B.
I was at Indy tonight when she's 17. She started getting angry. I'm like, you definitely have the Bennett in you. She gets really angry.
Drinking this Carlton Zero, I don't know why they make the cans of the Zero look so much cooler than the normal cans. Like, how cool is that thing?
That is a cool can.
It's all black and it looks awesome.
Well, I'm drinking Great Northern mids. Middies. Love me mids. Okay, I'll get a drink in a minute and I'll show you this drink. Oh my god! When your year's up, you gotta try this drink. It's a girl's drink, but I'm claiming it.
You love a girl's drink.
But yeah,
we live in the era where there is no things aren't sexually allocated.
No, that's right. There's no such thing as a boys and girls drink. I don't know.
Non-binary, all that.
I never fucking realised how many women drink beer until, like, nearly every chick I know drinks beer.
I can tell you that there's heaps, because when I didn't drink beer, I used to get paid out by those women. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were drinking cider.
Yeah, that's right.
I never thought I'd see you drink beer. Actually, I never thought you'd be a beer drinker.
It was part of my downfall. I started to like it too much.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna take a piss break myself. I might grab that drink I was talking about, and we might move on to talking about a bit of Ghost Exile. What do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Sweet. I'll be here. If anyone also left watching, just take care. Remember to reach out and check on your mates. Can't stress that enough, I don't think. Just takes the one right question to change someone's entire direction in life sometimes. Just even just knowing that someone cares and someone gives a crap about you when you're at your lowest is sometimes all it takes to just change someone else's life. So be kind. Back. I'm back. Slight technical glitch. Sorry about that. Are there any viewers in the chat there that have anything to say? Anyone want to chat? Say good day. Come on and give us an opinion. Anything? Come on down and say hello.
Did it again. Grab the headset and fucking turn everything up and down.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is... Do you like fruit singles?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's called Bilson's Fruit Tingle Vodka. And legit, it tastes like fruit tingle.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. Oh, it is so good.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Oh.
Oof. Alright,
I reckon I've heard that one before.
yeah, they got
Are they fucking expensive?
Yes, they are fucking expensive. But Sam gets staff discounts, okay? She saves a bit of cash. She got the creaming soda as well. That's not too bad. I think there's another one. they sold out instantly. Sam's been trying to get them in the bottle shop for ages, and they got them and they sold out straight away.
Mm-hmm.
I said, come summer, they'll just be like going out like crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so
Any
let me
chatters that want to say anything? Say hello.
yeah, so I was going to say before we move on to Ghost Exile.
We haven't had much interaction, but I mean it's a pretty serious topic, so
Yeah.
I didn't expect as much as normal.
Yeah, if we've got any viewers that would like to jump in and say anything, would be more than welcome. We got 3. The People's Beard says hi.
Hello. It's just me being a goofball.
Skiff, first time chatter.
Yes. Yeah, good.
I was actually, I said before, like, I was hoping we'd get a few more viewers, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the subject, or just aren't comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said how this is going to be our first YouTube video as well.
Yep.
So maybe we might. Yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll be back next week as well. But let's. I don't think anyone wants to chat. We've got, like I said, 3 viewers. 2 of them, and probably us.
Mm-hmm.
One's probably Sam, watching us in bed. But while we ramble about Ghost Exile, if you want to chat about anything, just jump in the chat and we'll gladly answer any of your questions, or listen to what you got to say.
You can poke fun at us, whatever you want.
Yeah, Pocus.
Free country.
Pocus. Alright, so anyone knows our gaming channel knows that we like to stream Ghost Exile now. It's our new favourite game, and that's all we're going to be playing until we work out how to play it.
Great. Terrifying.
That was fucking that one last night. That creeped the fuck out of me, especially when I kept hearing her whispering in my ear. My God, that scared the shit out of me.
I think last night was one of my favourite ever streams.
Oh my God, yeah.
Just for the practical joke on Waffle he cracked me up. Like I had lost it for a second.
He shit himself. I think he was half pissed as well. You could kind of hear he was half pissed. Holy shit!
Funny as hell. Oh.
That was hilarious.
I was trying to keep it together, so when I was searching for the sound. I was like, don't go off too early.
Yeah.
Don't give anything away.
Yeah, you need to not be so obvious. You need to not be doing like this. Like.
Keep forgetting that I'm on camera.
Yeah.
So, I hope he's not watching me. Oh, that was funny though. That fucking cracked me up.
We're gonna have to get some of those what do they call them? Alerts. Those custom alerts.
Oh yeah,
the scary ones. For that one.
Oh, can you imagine people sending like a fucking scream on there?
Oh.
When you just creep into a room.
Because you're like just sneaking around in the next minute.
Alright.
That was just that one last night was fucking creepy. I wonder how many views we got on that, because we were that last one we got was not 93 views or something.
It was gold.
On that first one we did. I can tell you right now. We're up to 39 on that one. From last night.
Game.
Well, it is a creepy game. Yeah.
Once we work out everything and how to do stuff, we'll be alright.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, definitely. So if anyone watching this in the future, if you are interested in watching people play scary video games, you can either watch it on my channel, Bearded Aussie Gamer, or you can watch it on Matt's channel, The People's Beard, which will be on next week. All next week will be on The People's Beard channel.
Big Krusty comeback special.
So I'll be the fuzzy guy.
Right, you
But
do the fuzz.
this legit Skype's making it so much better.
Yeah.
Scam.
I look like I've got more than 3 pixels.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we are coming to the end, getting close to the end. We're not. We do have next week's episode will be episode 4, which I can't believe we're up to 4. We did do a 1, but we just never put it up on this channel. The one's on my channel, isn't it?
Yeah,
Episode 1.
Yeah.
That was that first one we attempted, and it turned out pretty good. So that's why we decided to make it independent channel. And yeah, so next week's pod is going to be just a chat, and we're going to have a special guest on. We're doing something new, something we've been wanting to do for a bit. People try and get people on and ask some questions about their streaming ventures and how they started and how they're going and where they want to go with it, and we'll see where we go with this.
We're going to flex our interview muscles.
Yes.
Going to be hard-hitting questions. Andrew Denton.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna we'll make an announcement during the week of who it's gonna be. Hopefully, maybe around Wednesday. That'd be good if we can get it done by Wednesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Have the announcement of who it is, and
Can't hold it in any longer. It's going to be Jesus. He's coming back. So just one last
The
time.
OG bearded man.
Yes, OG bearded man. Good.
But yeah, that's going to be something. It's going to be fun, and we've already got the next guest after this guest already signed up. We get them signed.
Sounds good.
This is going to be. We're going to see how we go with it first. Like it could end up being a shit show. Like if anyone's seen any of our streams, it turns into one. All I know is next week's podcast is actually going to be pretty funny with the person we're going to have on. We have some funny stories to tell, and it's going to be good to find out how they started off in on Twitch and streaming, how they got into it and what made them get into it, but we'll save those questions for next week.
Yeah. I think if the next few do go to shit, we'll just rebrand the whole show and call it shit show.
That's actually pretty good. Bearded Mafia shit show.
That's it.
Next week's podcast is going to be also named Zeros and Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Zeros and Heroes.
The subtext.
So next week's podcast is going to be very lighthearted. So if there's going to be no warnings on that one. Only actually there will be one. There's going to be a lot of swearing.
It will be. It'll be rated.
Rated very R. Very R. But I think we will leave it at that. I think we've touched on a lot of things, and hopefully this video helps you get to know a bit about me and Matt as well. And a lot of you understand that a lot of people that are streamers, you understand how hard it is to try and get something out, just even a small video. Sometimes it's really hard to do anything. Matt went, about 5 months without streaming, without doing anything,
Yeah,
gaming wise.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was trying to keep the Bearded Mafia's head above water, but when it gets to a point where you just, because we come into this as a team and trying to do it by yourself. Like, if I come into this single, like, doing it by myself would be easier, but I still have trouble trying to find time. The motivation sometimes isn't there.
Yeah.
Which I'd like it to be. But sometimes, like when we first started this, like you said earlier on, we absolutely loved it. Like, couldn't play a game without having the camera in front of us and streaming all the time. Even when we had like one viewer, like that didn't bother us. We didn't care. We just wanted to do it. But over time it becomes a bit of a it doesn't feel like work. It never does. Just sometimes it gets a bit hard with life and trying to get times right, and it's just sometimes our times we play, times where people aren't on, and so a lot of people miss our streams, and so I guess a little disheartening at some stages, but just keep pushing on until we hit the right nail on the head, I think.
Yep.
We're still looking for our niche. We know you're out there.
Where are you?
Where are you? Alright guys, I think we're going to leave it at that. Like I said, next week's show will be very interesting, and this one's been a good one.
Easy.
Alright, thanks for joining us on the 3rd episode of Bearded Mafia Pods, and we'll see you on the next pod. See you guys.
Ciao.
Catch you later.